Devesh Dubey. Yeah, Dubey, tell me about it.
Yeah, hi sir. I'm Devesh Dubey. I'm basically belong to Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, and I did my entire schooling in UP, Varanasi. After completing my schooling, I moved to Bangalore for my higher education for BE, where I did my chemical engineering in IBPS College of Engineering, Bangalore. And after completing my engineering, I got placed at Byju's, which is Think and Learn Private Limited, where I was responsible for making the sales, for developing the entire business in entire Bangalore city. So the key responsibilities were to drive the sales of the company. So that was in a nutshell about myself.
Your parents?
Yeah, so my father is a principal. He's currently he's working at Varanasi itself, and my mother is a homemaker.
Principal of which type of college?
Yeah, he's a principal in a state board.
State board.
Yeah.
What about your siblings?
Yeah, my other sibling, like I have a younger brother as well as a younger sister. So my younger brother is currently pursuing his engineering in Siddhaganga Institute, Tumkur, whereas my younger sister is also pursuing her graduation in BHU Varanasi.
RV College, how did you get the interest? Through Comment K or?
Yeah, exactly, sir. So like as we are not a resident of Karnataka, so we gave Comment K, so which is the all India level examination. Then I cracked that examination and then I got into RV College of Engineering.
So from your profile, I am seeing you are a chemical engineer.
Yeah, exactly, sir.
As a chemical engineer, how will you fit in as a bank officer? Now you have passed the bank exam, you have passed the prelims,
Yeah.
you have passed the main. Alright, congratulations for that.
Thank you so much.
But you come for the interview, if you are selected, how will you fit in as a bank officer?
Alright, sir. So basically, if you see, yeah, definitely I hold a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. But after that, I worked in altogether different segment. In a marketing, I was handling the entire sales. I was strategizing. I was dividing the strategy for the company so that they can drive the sales in the entire Bangalore city. Similarly for banking also, like we definitely have to drive the sales. We have to bring the business to the bank. Otherwise, how the bank will run? How we can be able to lend someone the loan, right? So and here the added advantage what I get over here is I hold it somewhere 200 plus meetings with a conversion rate of 70 plus, and where basically I was dealing with all all white collar people. Where like I was dealing with a Microsoft, some executive, or who's working at Sony at a very high technical job. So I bring in the thing where you can put me in corporate banking, where I can basically fit into the corporate banking where I have to deal with all those high profile people.
Now you said that the banking you can do. Can you give some brief detail about banking structure in India?
Banking structure in India.
Yeah.
So basically, banking structure is it's RBI is anyways there, so it's a governing body in India, and yeah, definitely it was again supervised by. It comes under the finance ministry.
It is a regulator.
Yeah,
regulator, licensing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a regulatory body, and after that we have the other nationalized bank, and even apart from that we have a private banks. And even apart from that, we do have some organizations like IL&FS, which are not NBFCs, non-banking organizations. So those are also there. Yeah, and apart from that, shall I also come down to the hierarchy level of the banking?
Not necessarily, but you have not completely given the detail of banking structure. See, we have banking structure, public sector banks, private sector bank, then we have foreign banks,
definitely.
then cooperative banks. These are the major cooperative banks. Cooperative banks. So, what do you mean by public sector? Now I have given the detail, I have the main structure. And how many public sector banks are there?
So, basically in India right now, currently 11 public sector banks are there.
It's not 11.
Sure. So after the merger, they have reduced.
How many nationalized banks are there? Are they public sector banks?
I think 11, I read somewhere, it's 11.
It is 21 major public sector banks. 19 nationalized banks and one IDBI and State Bank of India, plus regional rural banks, which are also public sector banks. Private sector banks, there are two types. One is old generation private sector bank, which are left out after nationalization. and new generation private sector bank after 1992, like Axis Bank, Yes Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, IndusInd Bank, all those banks.
Okay.
Latest edition is Bandhan Banks and IDFC Bank, which is going to be IDFC First Bank.
Yeah.
So you are going scheduled bank, non-scheduled bank. You have any idea?
No, sir.
No. Okay, you said that RBI you started.
Yeah.
What are the functions of the RBI?
So basically defining a monetary policy, the entire monetary policy, and then even maintaining the repo rate, the physical deficit, like how exactly things will be happening. Okay, and basically I know what like monetary policy, like how things, like how they'll regulate the entire monetary policy, then setting up the repo rate and the reverse repo rate. So all those things, and even like right now, as we have got to know about, like lots of NPAs are there in the bank, so they're also keeping an eye view on all those things, so that how they can convert all those NPAs into a performing asset. So for that, like they have also taken some preventive measures also, where like they have put 11 banks under under PCA framework.
What type of banks they are? Private sector or public sector?
It's a public sector bank.
So 11 banks itself is, you said PCA.
Yeah.
And naturally there should be left out banks also should be.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But is this the only function of RBI? RBI's major functions you are not told. One major function.
One major function.
Yes.
So basically, like
one major. All are major only, but the major things which affects you day in day out.
So the cash flow.
Cash flow is how cash flow.
Basically, like RBI will always print the
printing currency.
Yeah, printing the currency.
And circulation is a major function of RBI. So in 2016, whether RBI has demonetized which was 500 and
1,000 rupees note.
Yeah, 1,000. And
they
they introduced
2,000 rupees.
So can you tell me how much currencies they have demonetized or withdrawn?
So like roughly like we have got all the currencies back, almost like 99%, like as they are claiming.
No, I'm not asking that. You are avoiding my question.
Yeah.
I'm asking how much currency value. Currency value. It was coming every day. Every day is every now and then it is appearing. This much currency is withdrawn. At least percentage wise.
Yeah, it
was a percentage which was in circulation. Currency which was in circulation. How much currency was withdrawn and quantity you may not be knowing. If you know, you can tell. I will tell you.
So if I remember at that point in time, what was happening, that every day RBI people were coming and like, today you can draw 2,000 rupees or like 5,000 rupees.
You are not getting my point.
Yeah.
How much amount has been withdrawn?
85% of the currency in circulation was withdrawn. 85% of the currency in circulation.
Okay.
It is roughly 15.3 lakh crore. 15.3 lakh crore. Around 18 lakh crore was in circulation during that period. Okay, now it has gone up. In fact, what you are telling is it was that entire money, 98.9% whatever is paid back.
Yeah, paid back.
So you must have heard now a lot of discussions are going on. Demonetization was good for our country or bad for our country.
Like
you have any specific comments to make?
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to comment on that. So basically, the demonetization was implemented because the government wanted to recover to get the black money, recover the black money. But eventually, and the second major thing was digitalizing our banking system. Okay, so I think the black money thing didn't happen because we got 99% of the amount. Okay, so I think that failed. Okay, and it was headed by Mr. Shaktikant Das. So as right now he is our RBI governor, so I do not want to say anything against him. But I think if he was running, he was behind that committee, so he would have taken some strict measures so that these kind of things wouldn't have happened.
But they say demonetization, there will be long term, it is beneficial. Okay, and the taxpayer base or those who are filing returns, it's almost done.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the time will tell.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's basically a long term process.
Yes. So can you tell anything, something about systematically important banks?
Yes, sir.
Because why recently NBFCs were in a problem. They have met Prime Minister. Again, they have also said that some systematically important NBFCs should be there.
Yes.
SBI, ICICI, Bank and HDFC banks are systematically important banks.
Okay.
So details we will not discuss now.
Systemically important banks means if those banks are collapsed, entire economic system of the bank, India, will collapse. That's the definition of systemically important banks.
Yeah, somewhere I was reading biggest revenue making bank which is running under the profit.
Yes.
Yeah. Devesh, you are basically chemical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Can I put some questions related to IT or purely banking? I will leave the choice to you.
IT as in, sir?
Information technology. In the context of bank only. Whether I can go in that line or purely banking questions.
So I have read on a surface something I know about the banking.
Oh, okay. I will leave that IT chapter. Coming to the pure banking subject only. Can you tell about payment systems in India? What are the payment systems in India?
Right now we have got payments bank like Airtel is also coming up with a new payment.
But payment systems. What are the payment systems in India?
Payment systems are other
Okay. This RTGS,
RTGS,
IBPS, they are all payment systems.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is controlling this payment system in India? Do you have any idea?
The RBI.
See, many banks, multiple banks are there. All banks, they cannot do that controlling business. There is a central governing body. Who is controlling these payment systems? Who is doing the reconciliation among the banks? Have you heard about NPCA?
Yes, I was reading about it.
Can you expand NPCA stands for what?
National, under they have implemented UPI 2 and all those things.
Yeah,
for
you're right.
Under that. So there was the UPI 2, they have implemented
National Payment Corporation of India.
India.
It's a wing of RBI. They are controlling the payment systems in India and they are doing the reconciliation.
Yeah, right.
See, for example, whether you have any card, credit, any debit card.
Yeah, I do have.
Okay, which bank?
So I'm currently using ICICI.
ICICI.
Yeah.
So okay, if you are going to ICICI bank ATM and if you are drawing the cash, what will happen? It will debit your account and debit you.
Correct, sir.
Suppose you are carrying your card to Canara Bank, Canara Bank ATM, and you are drawing the cash. Canara Bank ATM will give you the cash,
Yeah.
Whether it will give or not?
Yeah, it will give.
It will give. But whether Canara Bank ATM will talk to ICICI Bank to check your account, whether you have the balance or not?
No.
How it will work?
So there comes this.
Canara Bank ATM, whether it will connect to ICICI Bank to check the balance in your account and dispense the cash. So how it will work?
I think there's a central system where everything is centralized.
Have you heard about NFS? Again, NPCA is controlling, they are owning the NFS. That is, a switch should be there. Say for any ATM to dispense the cash, a switch should be there. Even in Canara Bank also switch will be there, ICICI Bank also switch will be there. When you are doing the transaction in Canara Bank ATM, then the transaction will be routed through this NFS, that is called National Financial Switch. And it will be routing through NFS, then it will go to ICICI Bank, and ICICI Bank it will check your account, your credentials and all, it will check your PIN, account number, balance and all. Again it will come back to NFS switch and it will come to Canara Bank, then it will dispense the cash. That's how it will work. So NFS is a very, very important switch in India. If NFS collapse, then we cannot do the transactions in other bank ATMs.
Okay. So
And that's one thing. Okay. Then whether by for withdrawing the cash in ATM, you will be inserting the card and you are punching the PIN.
Yeah.
Instead of PIN, whether I can put my thumb impression and I can draw the cash.
Right now, even people have come, Airtel Payment Bank has come up with you do not have to carry that debit card also. And for punch-in, I haven't seen like yet in India.
Have you heard about FI, financial inclusion?
Yeah,
You already know.
yeah.
Then BC agents. BC agent you are not aware. There is something called AEPS transactions.
Okay.
Have you heard about AEPS transactions? That is Aadhaar enabled payment system.
Yeah, this I have heard. I know.
BC agent will have micro ATMs. There the villager can put the thumb impression and they can draw the
Okay,
cash.
so basically it's for
Yeah,
rural bank.
yeah.
Got it.
Then here, in the awards you have mentioned sustainable energy in India.
Yeah.
Whether you can help the banks in that direction, sustainable energy. How you can help?
Yeah, definitely. See, sustainable, like we are running a lot of, if you see the entire banking system, we always consume a lot of electricity, right? So if we can move in to the solar energy sector, where like we can actually do a lot of things with the solar, we can, store all of those solar energy into the battery and then we can, diversify all the.
Okay, I got the answer. Whether any banks have tried this, you are aware of it? Some Gramina banks in Gurgaon,
Okay,
they have succeeded in this field. Then in the skill set, you have mentioned SQL.
Yeah, so sir,
How strong you are in SQL?
Sir, I know the basics of the SQL. Okay, I know the basics of SQL as well as the R. Okay, so those are basically a statistical language. Okay, which actually helps you for the analytical purpose. Okay, because right now, where I'm currently working, everything right now in current industry, everything is moved and driven by the data. Okay,
So this SQL language, in which database we can use?
it has like its own MySQL database.
Huh?
Yeah,
RDBMS.
yeah, database. Yeah.
So the database is nothing but some fields and columns. Is
Yeah.
So in a particular table, I want to select the entire record, not all records, entire single record. How you will write the SQL?
So like there is a code for that.
All columns I want,
Yeah.
one row I want.
So like there is
Just to know, because you have done skill set, just I want to know whether you are really aware of.
No, so like I do use it also at my organization because like we do get a lot of data where we have to see
No,
like
it's a very, very simple code. That is the basic of SQL.
yeah.
I am not going to the very, very complex, I am not asking complex question. It is a very simplest question. How you will write that code?
This one I'm not able to recall.
So we have to write a select star from so and so table where
This row number.
name is
Yeah.
Shankar or employee number is so and so. It's a very, very simplest context coding. In SQL there are very complex codings are there. I am asking very simplest coding. So because you have written SQL, just I wanted to know how
Okay.
strong you are in SQL. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know what is balance sheet?
Yeah. Balance sheet.
Banks, do we prepare balance sheet in the bank?
Yeah. We do have.
Every year?
Yeah. Every year at the end of the
Every day?
financial year. Yeah. Definitely.
Every day of it is happening.
Yeah.
It is a particular day or it is for the whole year? How does it go?
So like at the end of the day, like all the PSUs or every bank has to show their balance sheet, like what was their financial turnover, or like how much profit they have made, or like how was their transaction. So definitely at the end of the day, at the end of the year, they all publish their balance sheet in a public domain so that all the public can have an access also. At few of the newspaper, I have
Every day they publish?
No, not every day. At the end of the financial year. At the end of financial year.
Quarterly?
Really,
Half-yearly? Yearly?
I'm not sure.
Can you talk on corporate governance?
Corporate governance as in?
General?
Can you please give the context of that?
Okay. Talk on social banking. What do you understand social banking?
Social banking as a, like helping helping the people who are
What type of deposits are there in the bank?
like a fixed deposit and current deposit,
That's it.
or like FD is there, current deposits are there.
Those come under term deposits, I suppose, FDs. Right? You have heard of CASA?
No.
CASA you have not heard?
Like that is something else, so like which I have on cards.
That's not in banking.
Yeah, that's not in banking. That's like cards.
That's not in banking. It doesn't come under chemical engineering, I suppose. Right? Hmm? So,
Sir?
technical subjects only you can talk on.
CASA is a very, very popular terminology in bank.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. What do you mean by CSR?
A corporate social responsibility.
What is the amount they have to spend every year?
Who spend like it completely depends upon
Every
the.
company has to.
Yeah, it completely depends upon the company's profit, like how much of profit they are making, and then based upon that.
That must be
Percentage.
percentage.
Percentage,
Percentage is
percentage.
I'm like not exactly aware about the exact percentage, like how much percentage they.
What is the problem faced by banks, all banks at present? What is the problem, the main problem faced by the banks?
Currently, what the government is talking about the.
All banks, private, new generation, private, or then all RRBs, commercial banks. Every
Major
bank
problem.
is reeling in that. What is that? You are told that, but you are not. IPA. You know, how the government has come out, for tackling this NPA. What is the code they have introduced recently? That is 2016, okay, that also. You know any idea about that?
For tackling about the NPAs, RBI has taken the few of the actions, but then the government was opposing those actions.
The code has been introduced. Last year and now so many companies they are already there. You have heard of IBC? No, not heard of. Insolvency and bankruptcy code.
Okay.
That is the one thing. Earlier, how bank used to recover the amount? Was there any one item without the intervention of court they were recovering? Do you have any idea? A scheme was there.
Yeah.
It is still continuing. They are not.
So suppose if someone has bought the land or something, that the bank will acquire that land and then they will sell it off.
What is the scheme they call this?
The scheme, I know the procedure, what happens, but then particular scheme.
I have heard of SBI.
Surface.
Not heard of. That's the SBI Act. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Dubey,
All right, sir.
all the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Shankar.
Slightly above average. We cannot match with Balaji and Apurva.
Yeah, around 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So he is not sure about
Settlements.
this. He is not prepared. Not prepared on the
He
general.
talks well,
Yes.
smiling.
Talks well, body language, and communication, other things are good, but the subject he has not prepared well. Otherwise, he must have scored well. So we will put it in just about 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
55.
It's fine.
Once.